Hello, YouTube. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's see. I am actually on a new computer. So, if anybody can tell me whether or not the audio is any good, this is a brand new one. I haven't used this one before for much of anything. Hope you guys are doing okay. We got two people. Okay. Thank you, William. Wild Man. Thank you very much. Okay, good. And the screen should be a lot better than last time. Hang on, let me cut this off. See if that makes it any better. Woo. Kind of, sort of, not really. Hey guys, what's up? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the Rabbit Hole. This is part of Mayhem Country Living, and thank you. And periodically, about once a month, we'll get on and we'll do something completely mindless, completely not related to prepping and preparedness, unless you guys want to talk about that. And we talk about it all the time and do videos on it all the time and do instructional videos on it all the time. So if you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. And like I said, the first time we did this, I said I would just as soon talk about anything except for prepping. And they said, let's talk about mayonnaise. And I was like, what the hell, guys? Mayonnaise, really? Okay. And so we talked about mayonnaise for about an hour. There are two camps we have broken down to. One is the Hellman's camp and the other is the Duke's camp. And they are both duking it out. No pun intended. So, hope you guys are doing all right. I will speak briefly on the election. It is what it is. Hey, KC, what are you doing? Hope you are doing well. And for those that did not know, KC was granted her monetization by the benevolent overlords, by YouTube and the powers that be. And so, congratulations. Let's see. Got three of you guys on. So what you guys want to talk about tonight? I have good bandwidth. And like I was saying, this computer is a brand new, never had Windows 11. I still don't know what all the buttons are. And it's kind of, oh, you're quite welcome, KC. It's kind of working pretty good. So let's see if something should happen or stall out, just let me know and we'll poke a stick at it. The election was not quite the red tide that everyone anticipated. You know what? That don't matter that much. Because we're still here. We are all still doing the good things. Don't rely on government to do anything for you. That would be the takeaway from this. Don't rely on them to do doodly for you, because it just do it yourself. Hey, I just hope you're doing well, dude. Oh, okay, KC. So we are going to dive a little bit into the prepping side of it, and that's okay. What She said, "What are my feelings on what's coming? What are we possibly facing this winter, dark winter?" I have talked with friends, uh, uh, Slow Living Jane over in the Netherlands. She has a really good channel, very small channel. She's really, really very interesting person. Take a look at her channel, by the way, Slow Living Jane. She's really good. And she and I have been kind of talking back and forth. They are always 6 months ahead of us as to what all's happening, what's going on. I think we will not really see a whole lot of the bad stuff until next year. I really don't think we will. We have been in a decline, and I'll do a video on it in the next day or two. When I get down, I'm going to have to make notes to do this video. We are in a decline over the past 10 years for all of the systems in the United States, whether it is food, water, security, the political systems, and everything. And we are just kind of going down, but not really in a downward slant. Think of it more as a spiral staircase. And as you take a step down, you see where you were, and it's like, oh, I'm a little bit worse, but not that bad. And it looks like I'll be a little bit worse on this next step. And you go down and spiral and down and spiral and down and spiral. The old story about the frog in the pot and the boiling water, it is not true, but it is a good analogy. So it's kind of along with that. Gas prices will continue to rise. Grocery prices will go up. Somebody from Canada asked me this the other day, and I haven't responded to them yet. Will there be shortages? Yes, there will be. There will be selective shortages. And this is just from people that I listen to and talk to much smarter than myself. What about the diesel shortage? Yeah, it will be cycling through areas, the diesel shortage. I'm up here in Etowah, Tennessee, Cherokee National Forest, and fortunately, I filled up 2 of the 4 gas stations in this town. It's a little bitty town. 2 of the 4 gas stations are out of fuel. You can attribute it to, whatever you would like to, but that is the way it is. I think the Great Reset is stalling out because oh, dude, I don't even. I did have a black light that I used in hotel rooms, but it made me so nauseous. No, don't ever do the black light on your hotel in your hotel room. You will see so much fluid. That's all I can say. You will see so much fluid. Anyway, yes, Casey, and especially that the diesel fluid, diesel fuel, and then the DEF fluid. There you go. It's disgusting. Oh, by the way, BC, I chewed that gentleman who was so snarky a new butthole, and I explained to him actually what the First Amendment allows for, and he went off and did nothing else. I think you know what I'm talking about. So he decided to shut up and behave. So thank you for putting up with him until I got onto my channel. I appreciate that, BC. And for those, somebody was being a butthead, and they were saying that they could express their free speech anywhere that they wanted to. And I reminded him that no, the First Amendment provides you with protection against government, against tyranny, not on private property. A lot of people forget that. So I can't come on your property and say blah, 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 blah without risk of getting hit in the mouth. The way she goes. I think we will see sporadic riots. In some of the high tension areas. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We said don't. We used to say don't. What was it? Don't let your mouth write a check that your ass can't cash, because you know sometimes you get it kicked. But in these tender cities, high tension cities, I expect there will be some more of the antsy stuff. I also think that we're going to see rolling shortages. Yes, yeah, and we're talking about, and these areas are areas like, you know, for the love of God, guys, you should have got out of them before. But you know, we're talking about like Portland, San Francisco, New York, tri-states area, certain parts in Detroit, stuff like that. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. But everything that we see on the shelves is the stuff that was grown last year, except for maybe chicken, because chicken is a 1, 2, 3, 4 is about a 4-month turnaround for meat birds, stuff like that. I can do meat birds in 4 months easy, and grow them really big. I don't know how Tyson and all the other chicken companies do it, but I can grow them out pretty quick. 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah, 3, 4 months. So vegetables, absolutely. Beef, yes. Pork, not yearly, but it's close to a year. Lamb and sheep, which I love lamb. It is going to be a problem. It will be problematic. That's my thunk. If you want a turkey for Thanksgiving and Christmas, get one now. That's my thunk. If you want a ham for Thanksgiving or Christmas, get it now. Poplar Preparedness. I've just started watching him. He's interesting. I don't know if I love him or hate him. I think he's okay, but I think he's honest. So, take that for what it's worth. And I think he's sincere. Turkeys, butterball turkeys are actually kind of out there. I mean, you can get them pretty regular if you want to. So, I think we will see sporadic shortages. The stuff that you want from Walmart, you might not see it at Walmart. But the stuff that's not at Walmart, you might see it at Aldi's, but it's going to be more expensive. Or Food City here in Tennessee, Foodland, Piggly Wiggly's, those stores. So you're going to have to do some footwork to fill in all the holes. Now, I will say a lot of people are saying, well, there's shortages on salt now. I didn't know that was a thing. Salt and oats and everything. I know a lot of people don't like this. Oh yeah, Casey. Yeah, Aldi's has turkeys, Butterball for $1.07, limit 2. That's cheaper than Walmart. Walmart was $1.65 or $1.70, something like that. But remember, if you're talking about getting hard grains, you can always get those things. And I know everybody's going to say, oh my God, that's animal food. Get it at the damn feed store. I get 50 pounds of whole corn for $13. Freeze it for a week and vacuum seal it. I get 50 pounds of salt for $12. Oh my God, it's animal salt. No, it's not. It's salt. It comes out of the ground. I'm trying to think who made the salt. Jesus made the salt and put it in the ground for you. Enjoy it. Is it kosher? No, it is not kosher. So that could be one thing that would prevent you from thinking about it. No, it is not kosher salt. If you're concerned, take it to a rabbi. I'm not kidding. Just yeah, Casey. Oats, 50-pound bag of oats. They're not cut yet, so you'd have to get a cutter. Get you a cutter off Amazon for $30. Oats are 50-pound bag is again under $15. That is a lot of oats. You'll get sick of eating oats. But that's the kind of stuff we do. What can I do with that corn? And I've done videos on this, and everybody just thinks I'm an idiot or crazy when I talk about this. What can you do with a 50-pound bag of oats? Dried oats, dent corn. You can't eat dent corn. That's animal feed. Really? No, thank you. I won't listen to that. Now, what you can do, you can eat it. You can plant it. You can also take it, grind it up coarse, and you can feed it to your birds, your poultry, stuff like that. So I have about 200 pounds of corn vacuum sealed in Mylar bags and set aside. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Casey. And you have something like that, and then you get some salad greens and you pick stuff, and then oh gosh, purslane. Get some purslane out of the yard. You really ought to be growing purslane, guys. It's good stuff. I love it. It's even good. I can't remember. I think Casey told me, I might be wrong, but there's a really good deviled egg recipe that uses purslane. I think. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. So and it's really high on omega-3s, higher than anything that's grown on the ground on the earth except for flipper. So that's my thunk. I don't know. And everything that I tell you, I could be an insane person. So take it all with a grain of salt, and hopefully you get the salt from the feed store. There we go. What else is happening with you guys? Hodges, you still with me, or have I bored you to death? What's happening with you? And while we're in between everything, BC. Of course, I watch BC every day nearly, and so I know what he's doing. BC has a channel. How's everything going with you, Hodges? Have you seen any shortages or anything like that while we're talking? Have you seen any shortages in your area, and what are your thoughts? And we'll do, because it takes people a little bit of time to respond. Wildman Williams. I hope you're doing good. What are your thoughts? Have you seen any shortages in your area? And guys, I'm not asking you where you live, so please, it's just there's only 6 of us on here, and then there's also probably 10 of my unseen um, NSA minders. Good stuff. Have you seen any shortages in your area or prices? Staffing shortages. That's something we really haven't even talked about yet. If somebody wanted to have 2 jobs right now, they could have 2 jobs. It is very, really, baby formula still shortages in here. That's something that's really. When I was little, we had formula, and the formula that we made, well, we made it, or my mother made it, and you used Karo syrup and canned milk and stuff like that. I mean, there's an easy formula you can use, but they say, "Oh, it'll kill you," and I'm like, half the people who are 50 years old drank that same formula that was cooked on a stovetop. I don't know. Interesting, though. Very interesting. Wildman Williams. That's very interesting. You live on a homestead. You raise your own rabbits, chickens, and catornix, quail, gardens, and fruit trees. That's really good. I have similar. I don't have rabbits. KC, I'm reading. Staffing. Frozen food is low again. Eggs, pasta. Produce is full but looks awful. Lots of. Yes. Have you heard about the Adderall shortages? People are flipping their because they can't get their Adderall prescriptions filled. Absolutely, Hodges. It does. It adds a layer that is palpable. A lot of people are not that prepared. Tina Cook. Hey, Tina. You have a lot of frozen food shortages. One thing that I have noticed, because my wife and I, she keeps the grandkids fairly regularly, and the grand boys only like one type of frozen French fry, and she has gone to 2 or 3 different places until I said, "Look, stop. Let them eat something. They can have French fries, or I can make them French fries." But frozen potatoes are in short supply. I did not know that until I was talking, and we are. And I don't mind telling you guys my location. I'm in Central Alabama. I travel to Georgia regularly, and I travel north. I travel to Northwest Georgia, and then I travel to Central Tennessee regularly, twice a month. So, and I check all the different stores and everything. I was just at the Food City here in Etowah, Tennessee, and it's interesting how different areas have different shortages. I will say again, this is a little bitty town. 4 gas stations, 2 are out of fuel. Away she goes. I'm not concerned. I've already filled up. And one thing I have started doing, for those of you people who stack silver, I have not talked to you guys about your money situations, and it's not my business. And I understand it, and I know y'all are all grown people, but I would suggest you stack some precious metals as you are able to. Now, I'm not saying, go do whatever to do it, but I have and I do. And it has gotten to the point where things are hinky enough. I take 4 silver rounds with me, and I don't mind telling you, you'll never see my car. I take 4 silver rounds and 4 ounces of silver, and I put them under the floor mat in my car, and they ride there forever. And if I ever need them, I can pull them out, because that is just as good as cash. A lot of the places I go to, there's uh, I always go into different little places to look and see. Oh yes, yes, wild man, absolutely. Uh, Copper jacketed lead is the other precious metal, and how high do you need to stack it? About that high. Now, I understand it's expensive. Um, the people that I've been hanging out with and doing stuff, they have been stacking ammo. Um, most of the people I hang out with are older than me, so they've been stacking ammo for about 50 years. So the people that I know have buildings of the stuff um, in all the states, in all 3 states that I go to. I do not have that luxury because I have not been planning as far as they have. Absolutely, you need to stack a lot over time. Over time, nothing is like, don't go into debt to go do any of this stuff because that is counterproductive. The only thing I've always thought and was beaten into me when I was younger is to go into debt over a house. Daddy always said, you buy the cheapest car you have and you park it in front of the most expensive house you can afford. Absolutely. That's why they call it a shot. Yes, a lot of people don't know that. The bullet that would fit in the little bitty glass, that was a shot glass, and you would pay for your ammo, and whether you were shooting a 32 or 44 or something like that, and you would pull it out of your belt loop or out of your possible bag and drop it in there, and they'd give you a shot of liquor. That is true. A lot of people don't know that. And I think I learned that from reading Louis L'Amour, all of his books, and the Sacketts. How about the Sacketts? For those of you, I don't know if any of y'all read Louis L'Amour or Western Max Brand or all the others. Probably not. What else? Eggs, yeah, there is a big shortage of eggs. Eggs are $5 a dozen in Central Alabama. I did not notice what they were here in Tennessee. Um, a lot of that is, it is. A lot of this is created, has been created to make a problem, and the problem is going to become so loud that a lot of the weak-minded people are going to cry and scream, and they're going to shake their hands, and they're going to ask government, please help us. And government created this. Absolutely. The only use of government, the only reason government exists is to grow. Hey, Dennis H. Absolutely. I understand our chickens are also going into a slowdown uh, for the winter. And way it is, I don't think I'm even going to, artificially stimulate them with a light. Uh, I'm just going to kind of let them hang out. They haven't even. I do my chickens like a business. Nobody's more than 2 years old because about 2 years they hit their molt, and at that point I butcher everybody and I start over. And I have been raising chicks to replace the ones that I butcher, and I butcher everyone except for my really good broody mama hens and maybe a rooster, a really good rooster. I do Brahmas, big birds, big bird. um, so yes, yep, I understand completely. Um, Tina Cook says, "Hey neighbor in Nashville, Tennessee. Hey, um, yes, I I have a funky job and I work in Tennessee and maybe about 10 days out of the month. And so I live in Tennessee partially, and then I go back home to Alabama. Uh, 10 days, Tennessee, 20 days in Alabama, and then I work from home. So I kind of do a funky thing. But yes, I'm actually probably going to buy some land up here. Maybe it'd be a little cheaper for me. Dennis H, have you tried black sunflower seed? That's really good. High fat, high protein. One thing my wife, the hooch, wants me to do is to start fermenting a lot of our chicken feed uh, to help with to aid in gut health. Um, Absolutely, wild man. Yes, sir. I don't know how true it is. A buddy of mine that lives in Georgia, Marvin, he told me to feed them peppers also during the winter. And that really helps to stimulate them and keep them warm. Of course, out of drafts and all that stuff. Uh, and grubbies, worms. Haven't tried corn yet. Okay, cool. Cool. Well, it's something I'm going to have to start doing. And I'm just going to, I think, do what is it, the 2 or 3 bucket method with the fermented uh, sunflower seeds, and we'll do it that way. Plus, whenever I ferment cabbage, it never fails. I do 3 quarts, and for some reason, 1 quart always gets wild yeast in it, and while it ferments and it's not toxic, it won't kill you. It tastes like feet. Um, and there ain't nothing worse than fermented garlic, fermented fermented cabbage that tastes like feet. And so I throw that over to the chickens. Everything that we don't eat except for coffee grounds goes to chickens, and I just use the coffee grounds for the worms. Not that it would hurt the chickens. Um, yes, wild man. That is true. That is one thing she was saying. We went from 110 chickens down to 35 chickens. So we went from spending 150. We bought 150 pounds of feed a week, which was 15, 30, 45 or $50, depending on what it is. Now we're down to $45 a month. And I give the eggs away. I kind of collapsed my egg business because I was selling them to a lot of people, making a little bit of money off of it. But the way the economy was, I'd consider it. I do it more of as a ministry. I give the eggs away, and I give them away to anybody that wants them or needs them. And everybody that asks for, can I pay you? I say, no, you can't pay me unless you have, you can give me a Mercury dime. And a lot of people pay me in Mercury dimes for my eggs. And to me, that's a fair trade. Casey, do I ever water glass my eggs? Yes, I have done it. I usually, instead of water glassing, I lime them. You put them in lime water. Water glassing is a calcium carbonate. I can't remember, something like that. But I usually just lime them. Just get a 50-pound bag of lime, and I use it for pickling. So kind of does double duty. And it's not really scientific. I mean, you can use quarter cup, maybe 3/4 of a cup for 4 gallons, and put all your eggs in there, and then they displace. As they displace the water, you can put them in a 5-gallon bucket. Okay, you mean the lime? Yes, yeah, yep, it works good. You can keep them up to 9 months to a year. I have heard after a year there is a taste. You really need to rinse them off very, very good. The eggshells, that is, really good. Otherwise, you'll get a kind of a lime puckery with the egg, and that's, kind of that. But yeah, it does good. I was trying to think. I have talked to people who do a lot of Asian cooking, and they have stored them for a long, long time. Hang on just a second. I thought that was my car alarming. But yeah, and it's not terribly hard. And if they don't have a Mercury dime, give me a pre-40, pre-45. Give me 2 pre-45 nickels. Or if you don't have it, trade some. Hey, dude, I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you, Marvin. Because we were talking about storing eggs, and you had told me about one of the Asian methods to store eggs in salt, I believe it was, and also using pepper to help with the chickens to aid through the winter. So I was talking about you. I hope your ears were burning. Absolutely, Casey. And the silver that I get is just I stick it in a bag. So you have the Mercury dimes, and every now and then you get a Buffalo nickel, and it's okay. And it does really good. I get more goodwill out of it. I get more contacts because from that, I've gotten in touch with people who butcher hogs, and they've said next time, because it's been really unusually warm in Alabama, and so they're holding off on butchering their hogs until they get a good hard first frost. And they said, when we get a good hard frost, you can come over and we will show you how to butcher hogs. And I said, I'll be happy to do it. I butchered, deer, rabbit, squirrels, chickens, that kind of stuff. Yes, your ears were burning. I was talking about you, dude. Um, but they said, well, come, we'll show you, and we'll show you how to do it. And after you've done one or two, you can do one yourself. And then for helping, we'll give you a little bit of the meat. How about that? And I said, I'll buy the whole hog from you guys. And they said, well, we're using that for our stuff for next year, but we'll give it to you. And then from there, I met like a deer processing place that you would not think of in the woods. And they said, well, yeah, we'll, swap or barter. That's what you want. I was listening to a really good podcast, and it was talking about living alone completely out in the woods, off grid, and like not having neighbors and everything. Hey, B-Ran, what are you doing, dude? Or dudette? I think you do that. What are you doing? And it might be that living completely off grid and miles from a neighbor is going to be counterproductive for you in establishing a community. Well, obviously, establish a community. I thought it was dudette. Thank you. Thank you very much. I apologize. Marvin says he has a question. Live stream. Very interesting, Marvin. I use crumbles because for me, my chickens are sloppy eaters and they just waste a lot. Yeah, I would be interested to see how your chickens do off of it. And yeah, absolutely. And I can pick up a couple of 100 pounds when I'm driving through kind of your area whereas when I'm going home. B-Ran, I understand completely. Cleaning and cooking are eternal. It would seem. It would seem. But yeah, if you can make good connections, make good contacts. I've got a neighbor, a really good friend of mine, and Poland. Absolutely, absolutely, Dennis H. Yeah. Yeah, feeding soy to chickens is not good in my opinion, especially if you're eating the eggs. The soy contains a certain type of estrogen, and Cyto, Psyto, I think, cytoestrogen. I was having trouble remembering the name, cytoestrogen, and it accumulates in the eggs of chicken. And so, what you're looking at as that chicken lays that egg out, you're looking at a estrogen bomb, pretty much. And people wonder why all the little boys are walking around wearing skinny jeans in prison. They are getting massive loads of estrogen from just the food that's in the environment. Yes, ma'am, B-Ran. And this is stuff that you can look up. But it's not good for adult males. It's not good for adult females either. So one of the things we don't do is we don't feed anything soy to our chickens, and we don't eat anything either that's soy related. It is hard to do that. And you win your battles as you can because there's always a little bit of soy in something. So pick your battles with that. It's kind of like corn syrup. You know, I don't eat sweets. I don't drink sweet tea anymore. I don't eat cakes, pies, or anything. I don't eat anything like that. Nothing with sugar. You know, ketchup has sugar in it. Hot sauce has sugar in it. Barbecue sauce has sugar in it. It's all corn syrups. So you got to pick your battles. Tina Cook says, okay, guys, this is a problem here. Tina Cook says, there's a damn moon pie shortage. What the hell, people? Okay, y'all, get your guns. Meet me in the parking lot. We're gonna have a revolution now. Moon pies shortage? Come on. Okay, Tina, now I got to ask you the question, what flavor? What flavor moon pies? We write it down. Damn it. Yes, ma'am. See, I've started cussing now. I'm concerned about this moon pie issue. I like the vanilla or the banana or the chocolate. RC Cola and the moon pie. Yes, sir. Yes, BRAM, and it's not anything that I just make up or anything like that. I send an email or something like that, and I'll send you information on it. And it's just the estrogen that accumulates in the egg. Animals don't even eat soy. Ask a hunter how many deer he's seen eating in a, hey, Doc Falcon, in a soy field. You'll see them walk through it. They'll kind of browse. Hey, Doc, hope you're doing good. I hope you are feeling better. Doc was under the weather. 18%. I'm reading 18%. Exactly, Doc. Yeah. They won't. Yeah, deer won't touch soy. Soy has to be cooked. It is a legume. Soy has to be cooked for consumption for animals. And even then, they don't really eat it that well. It was put in as a way to save money during the 20s, 30s, after the Great Depression. And they started pushing it. Why were they pushing it? Because they were trying to not have to subsidize corn and wheat and everything as much. It's not because they love you and they wanted you to be happy or enjoy the food. That's your government. Government. Absolutely. They will walk through the soy field to get to the corn or the field peas or whatever. Yeah. I did not know that, BRAN. I'm actually trying to catch back up. I had, when I used to live up on the river, on the Coosa River, first time I moved up there, this was in the boondocks. I was living by myself. I'd gotten divorced, and I had bought this place. Didn't have a mailbox. This had no mailbox. It was completely off and away, and you went through a lock gate, and It was out on a point on the Coosa River. And I woke up one night to hear something just horrible grinding. I've had guns. I had guns. Hear something grinding, just tear. It looked like it was, sounded like it was tearing down the side of the house. And it was a buck that would come up and would rub his antlers on the corner of the house, and my bedroom was right there on the corner. And he would grind his antlers against the side of my house. And I had to actually put stuff out there to keep him from tearing the side of my house. There you go. I thought that was pretty cool. Hang on, I'm reading, catching up. Okay, guys, we're at 51 minutes. Y'all want to keep talking for a little bit longer? Because I know y'all might have stuff to do. I'm not going to keep y'all out. I don't want y'all to get in trouble when you get home. I actually like buckwheat myself. Dude, I'm sorry. I posted it at 4 o'clock. Thanks, Casey. I appreciate you coming by. Have a good evening. Oh, and post your channel too. So everybody can, I think most everybody subscribe to you, but post your pertinence. Well, heck, I can tell you, it's KC Little Owl on YouTube. Go to it. Subscribe. All the cool kids are doing it. Yeah, we're at 52 minutes. Yeah, we'll probably knock it off in a couple of minutes. I know you guys got stuff to do. I always feel bad. When I get home, Doc, we will do another one. Oh, thank you. You're quite welcome, Casey. Obviously we eat every night at the house, and so I record the videos, but I do, even though it's a recipe we might have done forever, I usually do the recipe 3 times, and I record it and I delete it and I record it and I delete it. Usually about the 3rd time, to where it looks good on camera, I do it. So yes, I plan on doing a lot more of that stuff. They are pretty good, Marvin, I have to say. Yeah, fried soybeans. Yeah, that they are pretty good. I have had them once or twice, and they are pretty good. And then there's soy sauce. Of course, that's fermented. I don't know if the components are still around. Yes, it is. BRAM. Yeah. So, I guess we will go ahead and wrap this up. I thank you guys for coming by and hanging out. It's when I'm traveling and I'm out of town, it does. Yeah. Soy sauce does have a lot of sodium in it. You can buy the low sodium. Usually what we do is we use it down and then we fill it up halfway with water. And it's just, it's me being cheap, I guess, too. But I do that with the low sodium stuff too, because it's just so dang salty. But thank you guys for coming by. I really appreciate it. And, we'll post all this So it'll be out there. Yeah, being cheap is cool. You dang right. Yes, sir. Because then you can afford to do all the other crazy stuff. Wildman Williams, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I hope you subscribed. I hope you come back. And we do this once or twice a month. And I try to post videos every day, every other day on this channel. I've got 2 other channels that, you can find all the information off of it. Yes, they do. Yeah, I'd forgotten all about that, Big Rand. Yeah, soak it in buttermilk. Dennis, have a good evening. Marvin, that's interesting that the deer taste different here. It's, interesting. Very interesting. All right, guys. You guys be careful. Have a good evening. God bless each and every one of you. I hope you guys stay safe. It's getting crazy. Be safe. See you. I found out how to turn it off. Here we go. We're turning it off now.